So let's talk about the Sawyer Select S3. What's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here. So what is the Sawyer Select? Well, the Sawyer Select is a foam water filter. And this one particular right here, which is the S3, there's two other varieties that they come in, S1 and the S2, but all three of them are made up of the same components. You have a proprietary foam filter on the inside, then this silicone bottle, and then you have a 0.1 micron hollow fiber filter that screws on top. Okay, who is this for? So this is probably going to be for, say, backpackers, travelers, preppers, and maybe just to have around your house for hurricane preparedness, or, you know, when the stuff hits the fan. Okay, firstly, I want to start off by saying that this is not necessarily going to be a review on the Sawyer Select S3. This is probably going to be more of, I guess what you would call an overview, or maybe a first look. I haven't had this long enough to actually give you an honest review, I don't think. So give me some time. Maybe I'll do an updated version on this later on. Before we dive right into the S3, let's talk about the S1 and the S2, which unfortunately I don't have on me right here. But we're talking about the S1. We're talking about getting rid of your protozoa, your bacteria. We need to include Giardia and Cryptosporidium into this mix, and also getting rid of some pesticides and chemicals. And then when you move up to the S2, now we're talking about removing some viruses. Let's see, the rotavirus, hepatitis E, and then when we move into the S3, we're talking about all of what I just said, plus some heavy metals. Arsenic would be one, mercury, copper, and some others. Now, this is good up to 400 uses. Then when you get to the S2, we're talking about 800 uses, and then when we get to the S1, we're talking about 1600 uses. So pretty much you would need to figure out which one you would need. This happens to be the S3. This is like the double dealio here, so this is something that you would probably want to carry to a foreign country or something like that, when, you know, probably in the US. I'm not saying you wouldn't need to use this, but probably would be good with going with the S1 and the S2. Price wise here, you're looking at about $89.99 for the S3. You're looking at about $79.99 for the S2 and $59.99 for the S1, I believe. More specifically, the S3 is capable of filtering out 99.9% of viruses. It also will reduce your heavy metals down to 0.5 parts per million, and that's 260 times lower than the EPA recommends. Alright guys, so let me give you a little bit of specs on this. So just the bottle alone, this red portion, not including the filter on here, we're looking at about 11 inches in length, and this is probably going to add another 4 inches onto it. So this red bottle here and the filter included is going to set you back in weight wise about 267 grams or 9.4 ounces. Now what I find really interesting is that the Sawyer Mini as well as the Sawyer Squeeze will fit on this. But even more interesting is this is what they're dubbing the micro filter. It weighs 1.7 ounces. The Sawyer Mini only weighs 1.6 ounces. So, my question is, why wouldn't Sawyer just put the Mini on here and give you the Mini? I mean, now it is a little bit shorter than the Mini, I believe. But I don't know, maybe somebody knows the answer to this. If you know the answer, leave a comment below and I'll pin it. Okay, again guys, if I didn't tell you before, I'm telling you now, this has a 20-ounce capacity. And how this works is they don't recommend you remove this black collar here, okay? So what it is you go to your water source, you dip this into the water. When it's full, you screw this back on, and then you do this for about 10 seconds. And then you open it and then either do it this way or fill up your water bladder or whatever it is you have with you. Now, I can tell you, as a backpacker, that would really be a pain in the rear end to have to squeeze it. And this is only, I mean, like I said, it only is capable of filtering, it was 20 ounces. So, you know, you would have to fill this up, squeeze it, fill it up again, squeeze it a couple of times, and then of course bring it back to your camp. So probably gonna say, not that you couldn't take this on a hike for a few days, but it's probably, for me, it's probably gonna be more of a day hike scenario for me. So it is worth mentioning, guys, once you put water in this thing, your weight will change even after you empty it out, because that membrane inside is going to retain some of the moisture until you're able to dry it out. Another thing that I noticed is, while having this today in my pack, it's a little bit of an annoyance trying to get it in and out, and simply because this is a silicone and it wants to drag, and you really gotta mess with it to get it in and get it out. Alright guys, so the Sawyer Select S3, check it out, the S3, the S2, and the S1. It may be for you, it may not be for you. I'm just here to bring you this information. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link to Sawyer's website or to an Amazon link where maybe you can pick up one of these if you want. I just appreciate Sawyer sending me and giving me a choice to, or a chance to review this product. Alright guys, the Sawyer S3 or the Sawyer Select filters, do it.